Gerry Simpson is the Associate Director of Human Rights Watch Crisis and Conflict Division. He joins us now from Geneva. Hi there. First, why the seeming rush and how much danger are these refugees in if they return to Burundi now?
Well, there appears to be an agreement between Tanzania and Burundi to make life easier for Burundi's president in his re-election bid. He wants to paint Burundi as a safe and stable country, and 180,000 refugees just on the other side of the border who continue to fear serious abuse that you just mentioned in your introduction contradict his claim that Burundi is now a safe place. So these elections are due next May, and so there is some urgency on both sides of the border to have these people come home. In terms of how much danger they're in, both countries have ratcheted up pressure on the refugees to sign up for voluntary repatriation under an agreement that they signed 2 years ago with the UN Refugee Agency. But of course, that is a contradiction. Pressuring people to sign up for voluntary return home is a contradiction.
Right.
These people continue to fear harm back home and want to remain in Tanzania.
On the other side, though, I mean, Tanzania is not a wealthy country. So how much can it be asked of them to host and continue hosting hundreds of thousands of refugees?
Well, many countries around the world face this problem. Bangladesh has over 1 million Rohingya. Turkey, which is not the richest country in the world, but nonetheless has some money, has almost 4 million refugees living within its borders compared to about 1.5 million in the incredibly large and rich European Union. So Tanzania is not alone in shouldering a huge burden looking after these people, but nonetheless, they have survived well in the camps that they're living in until recently, and there is significant pressure now by Tanzania closing down markets, preventing refugees from leaving the camps, thereby restricting their freedom of movement and ability to find food elsewhere, and restricting non-governmental organizations who are working with these refugees and who do have the money to help them, restricting them from accessing parts of the camps. So Tanzania is somewhat disingenuous when it says we don't have the money. They need more money, but they're not letting agencies who do have the money to help these people to do their job uninhibited.
Okay, going back to your first answer, if you don't mind. I mean, you said that Burundi does want to project the image of being a safe and stable country in the lead up to this election. So what do you fear, though, will actually happen to these refugees if they are repatriated and forced to go back to the country at this time? Do you fear it may look stable in the immediate future, but then real problems will occur, more human rights violations will take place in the more distant future?
There are two sets of risks that they immediately face. Anyone that is suspected of opposing the current government risks being rounded up. And as you said, there have been arrests, detentions, disappearances, killings, extrajudicial executions. So anyone that is considered to be in any way a political threat risks that kind of treatment. More generally, we saw significant levels of generalized violence during the last elections. And it's absolutely possible that as we approach the May 2020 elections, the general security situation in the country will deteriorate once again, forcing tens or hundreds of thousands of people to flee the country. So with that risk of generalized violence in mind, it makes no sense to send almost 200,000 people back to the country, which they then may well flee all over again.
Okay. Gerry Simpson joining us there from Geneva. Thank you so much for that.